L-O-V-E. Love is a solution, so set your love free with the L-O-V-E. For the evolution and blessed unity with the L-O-V-E. Love is a solution, so set your love free with the L-O-V-E. For the evolution and blessed unity.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. It's the Self-Love Show with your co-host here. I'm Dawn Light and Trish Wright. And we have an amazing guest joining us today, our beautiful sister here, Robin Rivera. And I will read a little bit about our bio in a second. We just want to say welcome back to the show. Thanks for watching for our viewers. And if you're new, this is an awesome opportunity to dive into just beautiful sharing of self-love tools weekly. So we're so excited you're here with us. And I am going to read Robin's beautiful bio so you get to know her a little bit. And then we're going to have a powerful conversation in the world. He is a multi-six-figure CEO Mexican Curanderx, a sacred biz strategist, master ceremonial facilitator, and a worldwide speaker on a mission to empower as many light workers as possible to bring their sacred work to the world in a big way. Because, well, that's what crucially needed in these times. Robin comes from a lineage of Mexican curanderos, native Chinook grandmothers, and German scientists, which has inspired her to blend traditional practices with modern-day technologies. She has extensive master's level training in expanded states of consciousness and transformative studies, as well as being trained in ceremonial facilitation from world-renowned curanderos. She leads 2 revolutionary group trainings, Master of Ceremonial Facilitation, a 3-month certificate program, initiating healers into sacred facilitation of transformation, and she also stewards the Wealthy Priestess Mastermind to support healers and coaches to package their powerful gifts into 5-star programs that truly serve humanity. She is a stand for the freedom of the human spirit. Yes, I love that. In her addition to her facilitation work, Robin has been a worldwide public speaker and advocate for social justice around sexual exploitation of vulnerable populations. She's received 37 awards and recognitions from her community service, leadership, and research in these fields. So today's theme and topic is taking your place in the world as a healer and a wealth custodian. So with that, welcome, Robin. We're so excited for you to be here with us.
Thank you, Dawn. Thank you, Trish, for having me on your show. I'm excited to see what will flow out of my mouth.
Us too. We're really excited. Can you tell us about your, how this is for you? It's so powerful, this work you're bringing into. Just can't wait to hear what Spirit is asking you to share today.
I'm sorry, the first part cut out for me. It was a little bit robotic. Can you just repeat the question?
Oh, I just wanted to know, this whole piece of wealth custodian, right? Bringing your light to the world and helping the healers step into their facilitation work and being a wealth custodian. So tell us more about maybe how this began and what this is.
Okay, well, the first thing that I just want to clear up is what I mean by wealth custodian and kind of where that comes from. And then I'll backtrack to where that started for me.
Awesome.
My passion about this idea of being a wealth custodian comes from a belief that I have that money is neutral. Money is a resource. It's an object in the 3D reality that can be used for different reasons through different frequencies. It's just like a tool. I believe that because money has so much power and influence in the world, that it is really smart and really savvy for the change makers, for the light workers, the healers, people who are employed by Mother Earth and the Holy Spirit, that we should be having the wealth power, because if it's so powerful, we can take it and do great things with it. right? We can take it and be more well-resourced. We can take it and redisperse it in a beautiful way. Because people like me and my colleagues and people in my community embody these certain values and virtues that are very beneficial for all, such as generosity, vulnerability, feminine leadership, community care, and also having like an eagle's eye vision. It's not just short-sighted vision. So I believe that times are changing to where the old paradigm of healers being the poorest of society and having to live off of what people give them as far as housing and chickens and food and things. I feel that the table is turning to where healers and light workers are so loud right now. Their voices are so loud and their mission so big that it's them that needs to have the wealth power. And I call it wealth custodian, because a custodian is someone that takes care of something. It's not somebody that takes it and they're like, woohoo, yeah, just spend it like this and this. I'm not saying we can't spend. I think that that's fun and joyful and part of the human experience, but with intentionality, with purpose. I feel that a custodian of wealth is someone that stewards it, that takes care of it, that honors it, not worships, but honors it, and then knows how to masterfully play with it, redisperse it, and create beauty with it. I feel very strongly about that. I do not feel that money is the root of all evil. I do not feel that money is inherently tainted or unspiritual. I feel like everything that's going on in life is inherently spiritual. So let's just get with the program and get smart about it and acquire it through modern day skills and do great things with it, create beauty. Abundance, wealth. When I say wealth, I don't just mean money, by the way. I mean wealth, like everything, like
prosperity,
gifts, friendships, and health, and vibrancy, and good communication, and the relationship thing I think is really big. When you have these juicy, beautiful relationships and support and love and beautiful things around you, that to me is wealth. And so I feel that the frequency of true wealth, in even high realm cash money, is the frequency of joy. It's joyful. If people are starving in Africa or without water, and somebody with wealth comes and brings a whole bunch of clean water, what is the reaction? What is the embodied feeling? It's joy. It's like, yes, water. Like, of course. So when we get money, we're like, oh, opportunity. Who can I help? Who can I gift? What can I adorn myself with? How can I play this game even better now?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So that to me is the energy. So I want to raise awareness around that. And I want the right people to know how to acquire wealth power. And so just a tidbit about where it started for me was that I experienced dirty money in my young adult years. And when I mean dirty, I mean money that didn't feel good, money that was acquired by me having to sacrifice my own spirit through exotic. And I come from a background of a lot of trauma, a lot of institutionalization, just horrific things that would take all day to explain. But by the time I became an adult, I didn't have very many options. I didn't have any life skills. And I was a trained ballet dancer. And when somebody, I got desperate and I had all these bills, I had to crash a car, I had a DUI, and I was living on my own, I was introduced to the exotic dancing world. And that was my ticket to any kind of freedom possible to me. But it came at a cost. It came at a very high cost. And I thought that was all I was good for. And so I began this journey of I was self-destructing. And then when I became faced with becoming a single mother, I realized, oh my God, I can't do that anymore. That's not the kind of example I want to be to my daughter. Plus, I'm going to have a big old pregnant belly. How am I going to dance on the stage into that? And I began this journey of radical self-healing. Well, I had began that journey when I was 13, but I actually started making progress when I was pregnant. It was like I had been doing all the work before, but no progress, just total alcoholic, like crazy life. But when I became a single mother, it was like, okay, this is really serious. And I began to actually make progress. And I didn't know how to provide for my child. So it became this journey of really, really wanting to provide a life for my child, and that's not knowing how to do it, and feeling that I didn't have anything to offer except for my sexuality. And so I just sought out all my resources, and I prayed every day, God, heal me, create me into the woman you would have me be. And I just followed one breadcrumb after another, and I ended up finding out how to go to college on welfare. I was on food stamps and got checks from the government to help pay for childcare and a little bit of rent. And I found out that I was smart, and I started unlocking all these ideas and paradigms around healing and psychology and alternative medicines and shamanism and all these things. I just started following one breadcrumb after another. Well, then after that long journey, a victorious journey, like, getting straight A's, being in honor society, winning all these scholarships and awards. I went to UC Berkeley on a full ride, like just wild adventure. I was so disappointed when I graduated, when I discovered that ain't nobody was going to give me a job that was going to support my child. Surprise! What? And I had to consider going back to dancing. And I was like, there's something fucked up with this. There's something wrong with this society. If I was paid 100 times more to put my naked body on a stage than I am to be a social warrior social justice warrior and a mother who's trying to do good for the world, I had a problem with that. So I was like, I got to figure this out. I got to be an entrepreneur. I got to figure this game out. Okay, I figured out the street game, got that down. Figured out the college game, killed that game. How do I be an adult? How do I provide for my child and honor my soul mission that is coming through? And so I studied entrepreneurship like a maniac. And that was 6 years ago. And I put in a lot of work. I invested a lot of money, and it started a coaching practice 4.5, 5 years ago. And I was spinning my wheels, and I was just getting by. And then it was this adventure of getting more and more fine-tuned, getting more and more soul aligned, bringing the modern day business skills and aligning it with my spirituality and getting more and more and more and more aligned. And as soon as it got aligned, it was like, boom, everything popped off. And I got my first taste of true wealth. I had like an $83,000 launch. I literally had to call food stamps office and tell them I had an income change. and they're like, oh, so we'll calculate the numbers. Okay, Miss Rivera, you no longer qualify. And it was the first time in like 10 years that I had not qualified for social welfare support. So I got that frequency in my body, and I realized, oh my God, everything I'd done was not in vain. This is the frequency of wealth. This is beautiful, like so beautiful. Like not only was I'm putting together, packaging my whole life's work into a beautiful program, it was impacting people. I mean, really, really impacting people. The feedback was through the roof. I felt divine abundance when I had my students graduate their first cohort and come to my temple home, and they brought me gifts and cards and flowers and jewels and praise and love, and we shared beautiful meals, and I freaked out because I was like, this is divine abundance. I'm not just getting rich in cash money. I am rich in my impact. I'm rich in my relationships with these women. I'm rich. I have so many gifts. Like in my love language is gifts, because my mom, that's all she shows love. I have so many gifts. I didn't know what to do with them. So many flowers. And I felt, oh my God, do I deserve this? And I had to do all that work around receiving. And then it was just up from there. But I was like, okay, God, this is divine abundance. I cracked the code. I appreciate this so much because of all the years on food stamps and welfare and struggling and stripping and dirty money. And now I've tasted pure as fuck clean money. I mean, like so holy. And that's what I'm passionate to share with other light workers, because it is powerful. I feel unstoppable. Yes, there's a huge learning curve and it's not easy every day, but it is so worth it. It is so worth it to find this coalescing. I always get this word wrong. What I'm trying to say is this like bringing together of all my worlds and having what my heart desires in a way that feels so honoring to my spirit. I mean, I don't think it gets better than this. And so that's what I'm passionate about sharing with other healers and light workers who have a good heart, who value integrity and impeccability. And then I'm just like, here's the tools. Let's do it. Let's go.
Robin, I love your story. It's so powerful because I think that there's a lot of people who really can relate to that. And for all of you who are watching, like, and listening, I invite you to type it in and share where you're really feeling that juice. And I think that there is this place that we're dissolving a lot of the ideas around, well, femininity and money and sexuality. Like, we are in an amazing time in our lifetime right now to have this like sandpaper where we're just like, and then really smoothing a lot of things out.
True.
And I also just want to point out too, I'm a big proponent of sex work, and maybe I haven't shared that maybe on this show before, but I'm a huge proponent of sex work because I know that how healing that temple dancers and temple artists are. And I really want to put that out into the world, that if that is your calling and you're making your money in that manner, I totally support you there. And that coming from your inspiration, if it's really coming from your your truth, that it is clean money. Can I say that? Yeah,
I think that I'm also a supporter of certain kinds of sex work. And that is the key point. The key point is if it is your true yes, the way that you're doing it. Like, now I'm a medicine woman and I can bring aspects of my sacred dance and my sensuality into a sacred container. And it's so different. It's just so different. I know there's so much more for me to give in that sphere. It's a gift, that thing. But I think that there's a very fine line to understand, do women, like, temple dance is very different than some of the other sex work. There's a fine line that for women to know, do I truly want this? Is this my true yes? Or is this coming from a place of scarcity and cognitive dissonance? And yes. It's different for an empowered woman, especially a white privileged woman, to come into a sex work and have choices. And they have the power to say, these are my boundaries. Yes, no, For me, I come from so much trauma and oppression. I mean, I also had privilege, but there's a lot of trauma, a lot of rape, a lot of violence, that when I got to those spheres, I did not have the power to uphold my boundaries, and I didn't have the power to say no. So I think that, yes, there's a beautiful way for sex work to be done and to be had and experienced and owned. And there's a fine line because it also targets its vulnerable population. So there's women that are so vulnerable that they don't even know that they are able to say a clear yes or no. For example, when I went back, I did go back one time to sex work, and the first 2 weeks I had boundaries. Oh, I'm going to be empowered. After 2 weeks, I started lowering my boundaries, lower and lower and lower. And then all of a sudden I'm doing things that I really don't want to do because I think I have to. So that's where cognitive dissonance comes into play. I just wanted to make that point because I think that it's important to note that it's very different for an empowered woman to do sex work than somebody who's traumatized or marginalized.
I love the distinction.
Yes, I love the distinction too. And I really take a stand in the world for the women that have entered that field, because like you in the story of like trauma, right? That leads women into they have no other choice. And then they get there and they get showered with all this abundance and they stay because there is no other choices. Then they if they're smart and they make the choice to go to school and nurture their family and do the right things with the money. But a lot of the times the environment is so dark and heavy that they get sucked into even more toxicity, right? So I just take a stand for all the women that are out there that don't realize they have choices, that they are amazing,
Right.
they have soul gifts inside, and they can break those patterns and step away from that industry and find their way. And I love, love, love that you make a stand in the world for women to really own their innate gifts and come into their full prosperity and with their sacred work in the world. And that just so hits home in my heart for me too. Like that's a stand I have in my own psyche and my own spirit for helping with clients in my work. And so I just feel so passionate. I align with your passion here in that way so much. So thank you for bringing that forward.
There's one piece I want to add that even about women who are doing it because they have to or whatever, I feel like that's okay too, because if we were to take that away from women like me, we would have no other way to make money. We would have no other way. So I feel like one of my desires is to create a nonprofit scholarship program for sex workers who are already in college and trying to get higher education as like, a backup plan or whatever, but put them through a leadership institute, because I was put through one. And in that leadership institute, we're not going to have any dialogue about you should do this, you shouldn't do this, you're allowed, you're not allowed, you were trafficked, you weren't trafficked, you were both trafficked and both also choosing it. We're not even gonna have that dialogue. We're just gonna be like, where's your light? Like, where do you shine? What do you like to do? What are you good at? What interests you? And expose them to PhD, CEO, powerhouse women so they can just have a different point of reference, so they can expand their consciousness on what is possible. Doesn't mean you have to quit, stop, anything, but let's see all the options on the table, because I didn't know. I personally did not know. And when I was exposed to PhD Latinas, CEOs, like two-spirited women, I was like, oh my God, I had no idea. Then I could see myself in them. I was like, I want that. I want that.
Oh,
Robin.
So good.
I just figured out why we're all here right now. I am super on board with that. Let's have a conversation. Yes, I'm there.
Let's have a conversation. I'm super on board with
started like this year.
We've been talking about directors. We've been literally talking about programs for dancers and sex workers for a long time.
Oh,
Donna.
yeah. We can do it in our sleep. It's just a matter of like also fundraising and all that stuff. But I have a friend who said she can help with the fundraising. Like,
we all got connections, girl. I know you know. I'm so glad that I asked. I'm so glad that I asked the question, because it's really important to me. And the distinction between, are you choosing to be there because you're desperate, or and this is like in life altogether. Where do you sell yourself short? Are you? It's not just in sex work; it's in other places too. Like, where do you sell yourself your happiness?
I know. So it's like every job has this element to it.
Yes. Every job is exploitative, right? Yes, like there's so many layers of exploitation.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And it's what. Again, what are you living into? What is your inspired living? Where are you saying, where are you giving yourself up for another, whatever it could be? And is that truly an authentic expression for you?
Yeah. What's so confusing is that when we're so deep in it, we don't know. And I mean, studies like the Zimbardo study or whatever, that prison study is proof that even people who have no trauma, who are very well adjusted, even the psychologist leading that study fell victim within 2 weeks to cognitive dissonance, to like taking on the role and even harming others, because they took on that role. So it shows that it's just a phenomenon of psyche. And so we really sometimes we don't know. And so I feel like the best harm reduction, or the best way to elevate women in that industry or in that world, is to just turn the flashlight on their gifts, turn the flashlight on their heart. It's like, I don't even care about all other stuff. Like, I don't care. Like let's just look at your truth. Like not, the truth of your essence, the truth of your desire.
Yes. Divine sisterhood right here.
Yes, it is.
And I wasn't just an exotic dancer, by the way. I was, by the end of that escapade, I was a full-blown high-end escort, and amongst other things. And it just, I was involved with traffickers at the end, and I had literally ran away from a rapper in LA who was trying to traffic me. And I knew that that's what they were trying to do. They had begun the breaking process, and I ran away barefoot down Beverly Hills Boulevard and hitchhiked. And that's how I got to safety and started my new life as a mom. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yes. It's going to be a book one day. I'm just waiting for the right time.
I am honoring your journey of what you've been on. It is a powerful story. And thank you for willingness to share it and express it, because so many women need to hear this story. So many. And it's such a profound experience to witness you be in this place now, and like owning your brilliance, owning your light, like having that stability, that sacred abundance that you speak of. And it's not even from a place of just the material things. It's so rich in spirit's abundance, right? In service.
It's so rich.
Fully aligned in that place of divine service. And it's like, I mean, it brings tears of joy to my eyes and heart.
Me too. It's so sacred. It is so sacred. And there's not even words that I can convey. I have to show people, right? It's like to go from feeling like you're worthless and all you're good for is to be like someone's bitch or whatever, you know, if that's all I thought I was good for and not worthy to be a mother or all these things, to go from that to like seeing me full blown share my heart and people receive it. And by them receiving it, my world grows and grows and grows and grows and grows. It's just like I'm compromising no part of myself, except maybe some of my free time right now because I'm building my team out. But other than that, I'm compromising no parts of myself. I shake my ass on Instagram. I do everything. Like sometimes I'm, naked in places in public. I get to be all of me. And it's somehow I've created a world where it's okay. I've created a paradigm where it's okay and it's celebrated. And I'm not for everybody. There's definitely haters and trolls on the internet. And that's okay too, because it grows me into who I am supposed to be. Oh my God. They're so gnarly. They're so gnarly. Seriously.
It's okay. They're just scared. Poor creatures are scared.
I'm so glad that you're how many people are not okay with me being a medicine woman and wealthy. And I'm just like, you know what? I don't have really any examples to show me what that looks like. I do have elders and I do have, a whole community that supports me, but I don't see no one doing what I'm doing. And so I have to just trust my heart and keep going forward and I'm the one that's going to show people how it's done. And it's from a place of sincerity in my heart. And I'm always learning. I'm always on top of my shit. And if I'm ever going down, the wrong direction, I know, because I have such a deep relationship with myself and the tools that I work with, that I know when I'm not in integrity. So I can trust myself to trailblaze for myself.
Yes.
Yes.
Powerful.
See, I'd like to, for all of our viewers, I'd just like to just point out something specifically about Robin, because you're amazing. It's the mindset, right? It's the shift of abundance that you're not limiting yourself to the things that you think you can have, but you're actually allowing your imagination and your knowingness to be like way far out there. You're like, no, I got this and I can go there. And there's places that I can't even fathom that I can go.
Exactly. Yep. That's exactly. I was just going to add that part. Of like, I can't even imagine it, but I know it's amazing. And I know that it's possible. And it was so cool about being on this.
And it's from it's from you being authentically you. I really want to, like, that's where I was going to, is like, it's just by allowing all of yourself to be here now and to be seen, to be here.
It's so
is your authenticity. Thank you.
You know why people connected with me? Because I showed my ugly online. And I've gotten better at it, like not doing it from a place of like, attention seeking. In the past, I did do a little bit of that because I didn't know better, of like, oh, feel sorry for me. This bad thing happened. I don't do it from there. I do it now from a place of service. I've fine-tuned it over the last few years because of some good training that I got. But I was just sharing it from the bottom of my heart. I didn't know that it was a modern day marketing tool to share yourself with the world. I was just doing it because it felt good and people responded. Well, now
Yes.
I'm careful now to not share until I'm more grounded and it's in service, and I'm sure it's in service, right? And I can feel it. The Holy Spirit like flows through me. It's like, ooh, it's coming. You're gonna say this thing, and I do it, and that's why people connect with me, because I share the ugly. Like I had last year when I was really leveling up in my leadership and my business was exploding. I was engaged to a man who was emotionally abusing me. Like mind you, I was kind of a hellraiser back to him, but it was not healthy for me. And it was like this last embarrassing layer of my healing. It's like I had done all this healing work in all these other areas, but it was with the male that I still had a lot of wounding and unworthiness and not knowing how to ask for what I wanted. And I shared that. I was like, you know what? I let go of him. And it was because of my devotion to my leadership that gave me the power, like looking at the faces of these women who looked up to me and loved me and I was guiding them and they were paying me. I could not be in integrity with them and have this awful relationship at home, making me cry, and scaring me. So I let go of him and I was honest online. And it was because of that share, I got like 3 to 5 new clients. And I didn't know it was because of that until full circle. They tell me at the retreat, you know what it was, Robin, when I could trust you? That talk you gave about the talk you gave about that ex-lover. And I was like, wow, it's for somebody who grew up feeling so not belonging and so not okay to be myself and feeling so weird. It's such a turn of events to that being the very thing that makes me belong. Like my weirdness and my sensitivity and my quirkiness and my fucked upness is the very thing that makes me trustworthy. And I'm like, hallelujah. Are you kidding me?
Yes. So good.
Robin,
This is it.
What are you
This is
doing? ET phone home.
I'm like,
Coming home.
like,
It's coming home to all the parts, right? We talk about this a lot in our show. It's like bringing all the parts, the wounded parts of the self, right? So that you're no longer fragmented, and integrate them all so that you can just be yourself, right? And like that spirit brings you all the aspects of your old life, your old parts, your old self reintegrated in new ways in your new paradigm once you've healed, once you've really let go of the wounded aspects of self, right? And I really get what you're saying, because that's been my journey of like healing the wounded masculine, because I too am a trauma survivor. I'm a child abuse survivor, and I've had a very similar story to you in this world. And so I think that's why we really align. And, it's been a very powerful dynamic of me, like 45 years of my life healing these things, wounded masculine story, right? And going to graduate school later in life and putting myself through school and being dedicated no matter what. And the shit was hitting the fan. Everything was happening. And I was like, no matter what, I'm staying true to this path, because this is it. I can steer me forward, propelling me forward, and all the old parts were falling away and just allowing myself to heal. And I mean, so many years of shedding so many tears. And now I can say I'm standing in a place just like you. I have not scaled my business to the level that you have yet, but I know I'm on my way. Because it's like that aligned, I'm taking aligned action, and like spirit is leading it. It's like it has a momentum of its own, because there's so many people that I'm serving, and you're serving, and Trish is serving, and it's like that message of like, you can be free.
Yes. Yeah.
You can be free. Yeah. No matter what the curriculum has been, you can be free.
Yeah. And it's that right. You're saying, yes, that is the truth of my soul and my soul mission. Like I said, the freedom of the human spirit. Yeah, we get to do this dance of business and ceremony, but it's all about freedom. for me. And all three of my children, their birthdays deduced to a number 5. So they're all a 5 life path. What is the chances of that? 5, 5, 5, really? And I'm an 11, 11. So I'm like, fuck, I am all about freedom. I better like stay good on my path, because otherwise it's going to blow up. But what you said is like, you can be free. This wisdom, this knowing, I want to really drive this point home. It's a privilege to have that knowing.
Yes.
Because there are so many people that will never access that. And I think about the victims of sex trafficking, the young ones that are just living in a whole different paradigm. They might never, and I can't say they won't because I'm not God, but it is very unlikely for some of those women, those young girls, to ever really crack open that knowing. And so I feel it's an honor and a privilege to come to the stage of consciousness in this waking life, to understand that and to get to embody that. Therefore, it's I believe it's our obligation to honor that at full throttle, and shine that example, but at the same time, not expect others to get that.
Yes.
Because it's very hard to tell someone you can be free when they're just tortured. And that's how I was. I was like, oh, just love yourself, Robin. You just need to love yourself. I'm like, fuck you. What do you think I'm trying to do every day? It's like, yes. I can't stop drinking. Yes. I can't stop cutting. I can't stop. I'm trying. Maybe easy for you to just go self-love yourself. So, but I had so many people plant seeds in me, and I had enough conviction in my heart to just keep going forward and bring those seeds and put them together. And I believe it was divine grace that I was able to break through. Yes. And because I couldn't understand how to get free. And it really was plant and animal medicines that helped me break through that. And so I just say it to honor the privilege that we have of that knowing, to convict us, to treat that as precious, and to also let other people off the hook that not everybody, these, I call them new age paradigms, new age ideas, they can't translate to all populations. And I think it's important for me to stay aware of that and also compassionate, And my mom, for example, I don't think my mom, I don't know, maybe on her deathbed, I don't know if she's ever going to find inner freedom, and it really,
Robin, I love what you're saying
live
here.
It for her in and through me.
Yes. I love what you're saying here. And I've spent literally the last 2 weeks really chipping at systems of oppression. Over my vacation, this is what I've been doing, is chipping at systems of oppression. I know. Well, and a lot revolves around race, socioeconomic status, abuse, masculine, feminine stuff. There's been a lot of stuff over the last 2 weeks of just really acknowledging that you can't force a belief into someone's understanding unless they're there yet. You literally have to delayer enough to get in. And it really is just seriously about being yourself. And what I mean by being yourself is allowing yourself to be seen in the places that aren't beautiful. Because I think that that's such a destructive thing. I've said this on this show multiple times, is that the worst thing that anyone ever taught me, I've had multiple sexual abuses, violence in my family, there's just a lot going on there. And someone was just like, oh, just be good, just be happy, just be, and I'm like, what the fuck do you want from me? I can't, I'm going to wake up and just be like, if you gaslight me again, I swear to God, I'm going to, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do something. and that's the thing, is we forget that we spiritually gaslight people when we disregard their reality. When we say, all you have to do is breathe and it'll be good. No, it's not like that.
No, it's not
reality. Can I be compassionate there? Can I see you? Can I hold you in that wherever you are and just be with you, and to allow you to have your experience and let me love that ugly.
Because the truth is, if someone actually knows how to dissolve the curriculum, they would have done it 10 years ago. But the truth is, the curriculum, we're all doing it, but the spiritual curriculum of those paradigms, those circumstances, whatever it may be, the harshness, the oppression, the slavery, the injustice, all the parts, right? The ugly in life, it's all spiritual curriculum. And it's for a reason, because soul level before we even came into this world, right? Like I chose the family that was going to abuse me. I chose my abuser, but that's the most sacred relationship I ever had. I look back now and it's the most sacred relationship because he chose that role to be that person for me. Because guess what? I got down to the deepest internal knowing that I was denying my own light. And that's why I was having that mirror and reflection of somebody abusing me in that way, because I was denying my own light. And it took all those years to break and dissolve that curriculum to get to that place. And so I have a sacred responsibility and duty in this life as a soulpreneur to really share that message that no matter what your curriculum is, that you will get through it. Just keep going, keep dedicating, keep winning, little chipping away one little thing by another, and it will fall away and you'll have that money. And it's our sacred duty to share tools, to share growth, to show our ugly, to show our journey of what we've been on, so that others can stand in their light and their truth and make sense of their own spiritual journey, right? Like that just flowed through me. Sorry.
This is exactly why I'm so passionate about the One Love program. So like I'm really in, like I'm not sure if I'm ever gonna have kids, but I'm really into teaching children and protecting kids and like teaching them healthy behavior patterns or healthy relationship things, or how to say no, like how to feel it in their body, how to dissolve the codependent system that we all fucking live in, that they keep teaching us these things. Like there's all these little things. So I'm really invested in, you know, childhood education as well as domestic violence, like helping with domestic violence. I haven't really found my niche there yet.
Awesome. Let's have a conversation later.
We are the thing now.
Oh my
Thanks, we are now family. Good job. Robin, I'd love to just, like, we're having so many comments right now. I'm just going to read a few, and then I'd love for you to share. I'd love for you to share your tool. So if you, well, hold on. I'm gonna read some comments just to like shower you know, our viewers with acknowledgement. Inner freedom for all. Let me see. Love the ugly. Scott says, "Great show, ladies. This is a really powerful show." Yeah, no doubt.
It is a really powerful show.
I knew it was going to be divine because it was so crunchy this morning. Clean money with intent. You know how it goes. We all know how it goes. Denying our life.
Tonya says, "Inner freedom for all."
Yes. So thank you, Antonia, for really like recapping the show, and I love that you're always here. What a powerful show for the people on our show, on our pages, people who, I hope that this reaches through the Sign Network, the people who really need to hear this. I love, Robin, your acknowledgement of privilege and your acknowledgement of really the true, vibrant reality that you've lived. And I love how brave and courageous it is, because that gives all of us courage to be honest with everyone. That's you're paving the way and you're showing us how to do it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
How do we take our place in the world?
Okay, let's do it. Oh, I see. What tools do I have near me? Okay, so are we going to go into a shamanic activation?
Yeah, take us there. So one question: do you want us to be on? Like,
no, we can talk.
Or do you want to be? Hold on. Do you want us to be spotlight?
I'll do spotlight so I don't get distracted.
Okay.
I'm looking at your pretty backgrounds and your jewels and all those things.
So cute.
Bueno, okay. So for the viewers watching, what I'm about to offer is a channeled shamanic activation. I use the word shamanic for lack of a better word, and most Westerners know what that means. What I mean by that is I will be taking you through a journey into the quantum reality, into your sacred imagination, where the realm of the miraculous dwells. I invite you to come with a beginner's mind and be open to receiving a frequency or an experience that you have not yet received before. I work with very powerful tools in my personal practice and in my ceremonies that has opened me up in a way that I can share this frequency with you, and it's very sacred to me, and you don't have to understand. In fact, you shouldn't try to understand. So what I'm going to ask you to do is to come with a beginner's mind, lay down any expectations, and for about 10 minutes I will guide you through an activation. And some of you will have visions, some of you will hear sounds, some of you will get a direct knowing, and some of you may feel nothing and just be receiving frequency. All of it is well. And yeah, you can go as deep as you want to go. This activation's intention is to connect you with your place in the world. And to see the two paths, the path of non-wealth and the path of wealth, and to see and feel into which path you feel comfortable. I don't like using the word comfortable. Feel inspired to take. Okay? So I'm going to ask everyone to bow their eyes and sit up nice and tall in your body. Feel yourself really rooted in your seat and rising tall through your crown. You may hear me make some noises. Don't worry about it. It's just the way that I create medicine comes through sound often. Attune yourself to your breath, meaning focus your attention on your sacred breath, the breath that is keeping your body alive and functioning in this very moment. And begin to deepen your breath, recognizing that you are willingly giving yourself more life. Exhale, soften your heart space. Inhale, expand your heart space. Exhale, soften, soften, soften. Calling upon the Divine Creator, the Holy Sophia. Calling upon the Hathors, I offer gratitude. Calling on the 7 powerful Elohim to support me to be a divine channel for something beautiful to flow through. I surrender my thoughts, my ideas, my preferences to the Holy Spirit. Omateo. With your permission, opening heart space. Opening sacred vision. I want you to go into the cave of your heart where there is a portal. Slide down into this cave. It's very dark in this cave. And I want you to see a glowing golden light appear in front of you. It's like a holograph. This holograph is going to present a vision for you, potentially. First, you see planet Earth appear in this holographic image. And you gaze upon this image with innocent curiosity and awe. What is this? What wants to be shown to you today? Calling upon the Hathors, specialist of the heart. See this earth light up. Remember the preciousness of this planet now. your family has lived on this planet for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Everything you love resides on this planet. Everything that delights your senses resides on this planet. Allow yourself to fall in love again with the planet that you see, Gaia, Terra Nova. Ashino, Ashino, Terra Nova, Terra Nova, Terra Nova, Madre Tierra, Pachamama, 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 Pachamama. Bow with your heart to this mother being who is the home of everything you love, everything so precious to you. I want you to see one very bright light start shining from this planet, brighter than the other ones in this current moment. So bright, just spraying out. Soften your heart, surrender to this vision. Relax the backs of your eyes. This light is you. This light is you. Feel the importance of your particular light on this very important planet, doing something very sacred. The whole world relies on people like you to honor that light, that frequency, and to awaken fully to what you are. All the other lights that are more dim are relying on your light to pave the way. Relying on you to stand up and take your place. Your place is not on top of anyone else or anything. Your place is not to be the best. Your place is your place. What do you need to divorce or lay down to be in integrity with your light? Allow the information to come through now. Singon lash nokosh nakai. Pinos na sefes nokos naka. Peace nakosh nakai. You don't have to carry out your soul mission. It's a choice. But if it is a desire of your heart, a longing, the message is to stop fucking around. To take your heart in your hand and step forward courageously and follow the very next breadcrumb of inspiration. There's no more time for babying, no more time for coddling. It is only time for self-responsibility. You matter. Your heart is gold. Your heart is precious. I thank you for waking up. I thank you for trying to remember what is sacred and to walk in a good way. I want you to grab this holographic earth with all the information you just received – and slowly, with reverence, close the circle, the earth, the vision, into a smaller ball, small golden ball. And I want you to bring that ball to your heart and receive it into your heart. Let it dissolve into the golden light of your heart. Heart, 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 heart. Receive, 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 receive. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Receive. I want you to now see yourself embodied in all of your divinity, all of your light, all of your gifts. And you have two paths. One path is the humble warrior who is not really into wealth power. I want you to see yourself trying to give the world your gifts. And I want you to see, what is it like to give your gifts and only receive a little? I want you to see yourself worried about money, not able to say yes to the traveling and the ceremonies and retreats and vitamins and nourishment that you need to sustain your work. In this paradigm, in this path, can you truly give your clients and your community your fullness if you are worried and under-resourced? Just see how it plays out. How do you feel when you wake up in the morning to go serve people, not knowing if you're going to have enough money for your children to go to college or to pay your bills? Collapse that vision now. I want you to see the other path, another option, another way that you may not have experienced totally yet. I want you to walk the path of a humble leader who also has a beautiful ability to receive divine abundance. He or she walks with integrity, and she is a channel of beauty, of riches, of resources and opportunity to flow through them and out the other side. So this person does not really hoard. This person is a recipient, is a conduit. So divine abundance flows in through her or him and out through their hands to others. Flows in through her or him and out through their hands to others. I want you to see what you could create if you were a conduit of divine abundance. How will you feel when you wake up in the morning to serve, when you have money coming out the wazoo and fresh organic food, a home to invite your friends to in your community, the ability to start nonprofits? You're able to take your parents on a luxurious vacation to thank them for everything they ever gave you. When it's your friend's birthday, you can be generous and delight their spirit in the way that they know. You're surrounded by beauty and you're inspired. And you are able to create and create and create because you're resourced. When you show up to your events, you are overflowing with joy, health, and wealth. Feel the energy of that reality. Breathe it in. Do you like it or do you not like it? You get to choose. It's no right or wrong. Take a deep breath in. And collapse that vision. Come back to your heart. Remember your place in the world. As you step into your place fully, you get to choose which path you want to experience, and both are sacred. You have sovereign choice. Bow to your consciousness that revealed itself to you today and thank it. And lock it in. Saminong kintay, saminong kintay. What is sacred is always sacred. There's no question about that. Nothing that is happening in this reality is unsacred. All of it is holy. Thank you to the spirits that work with me today. Thank you to the 7 powerful Elohim, the ancestors who work with the light, the Hathors, the Holy Sophia, the creator of all that is, that has no name. Thank you, Divine One. Thank you, Spirit inside Robin. Thank you. Thank you to these women who invited me. Thank you for seeing me. Thank you to those who can see me, who can feel me in my sincerity. I bless each person who received this. I bless them tenfold, 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 tenfold. Oh, Mateo. Bring some movement into your fingers and toes. Take a deep breath. Let out a sigh. Remember the room that you're in and gently bring yourself back by slowly opening your eyes.
That was incredible. Thank you. Oh, thank you. What a gift you just gave us. Thank you. Sacred gift. And blessing tenfold, tenfold, tenfold out to all the viewers who this medicine goes out to. Bless them all. Thank you. And tenfold, tenfold, tenfold blessings onto you. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Such a precious gift you just gave us all. Thank you.
I feel so expansive.
Yeah, I work fast, so sometimes it can be a lot.
You're perfect.
Sometimes I can be
Not a lot. It's perfect. I'd love for the people who are watching and listening to share what they're getting, what they got out of this,
Yeah, I love to hear key takeaways.
what you see in your new life and what you're feeling in your heart. Yeah, just share it with us so that we can read it out and have any questions for Miss Robin. Quantum. Woo! Yes.
Yes, Antonia says, incredible journey, sacred gift, blessings, tenfold, tenfold, tenfold.
Thank you.
Such a good word for it all.
Yes, it is.
Oh, I really like your use of light and your weaving of multiple modalities, for lack of a better word. I can see the drawing from everywhere and really like allowing so many, like it's speaking a lot of languages to really connect to or to, you know, when I shared the stripping away or the peeling away, that it's so versatile that it, you know, it can touch so many different listenings, understandings. Thank you, Miss Robin. If you like Robin's work, I have shared all of her things, all of her links, all of her
Yes.
literally everywhere. Which I now follow her everywhere.
Yay!
But check her out, and she also has some free offerings. Oh, it's over here. Well, wherever it lives for you, it's there.
Yes, shamanic soul activation and her website. There's multiple links, so please click away and join all the places.
Yeah, I think people, if you liked that activation, you'll really like the soul altar activation. It's a little bit similar, but I bring you to the altar of your soul, and we look and see what's there, and we pay attention, and you get to bow at the altar of your own soul mission.
Mm.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
I love your clarity. Your clarity of your mission is just so beautiful to witness.
Thank you. Thank you.
I really acknowledge you standing strong in your mission, and it's beautiful to see, and such a powerful lighthouse for so many others that are resonant with this and long for the same journey in their own life, right? And then you give full permission, like here it is, like you can integrate all the parts and stand in your light and have that beautiful sacred life you've always dreamt of. It's here right now, and it's accessible.
Yeah, it's accessible, and it's a matter of having the gumption to say yes to yourself, and then acquiring the skill set to do it. And we don't do it alone. That's why, like, I'm always having mentors. I'm always investing into my next level of support. Whether it's therapy, business coaches, medicine women that I sit with, everything. I deserve and I need all the things if I'm going to shine as bright as I can in service.
Yes.
Healer.
Yes. We have this. We promote this. This is why we share this way on the show, actually, because we really firmly believe like we all need support, and sometimes you have to triple up, right? A therapist, a coach, and a business coach, right? Like that's the level, and the truth of it all is to really move to the next level of your mission in your life. It takes that like mirroring on all the different angles so you can see yourself clearly and really see where have I been holding myself back, right? And like that's what this work is really truly about, is stepping forward into your yes and giving yourself permission to explore all the parts and pieces where they can gracefully complete and fall away. Right. So that you can be your brightest, boldest, amazing, vulnerable, authentic self.
One of the smartest things, like pretty much the only thing, I wouldn't say the only thing, one of the main things I had going for me that I took from living the fast life, I call it street smarts, but it was monkey see, monkey do. If you're in college and you feel stupid and you don't know how to do it, find the smart kids, go hang out with the smart kids, do what they do. And that's what I did. And then I did it better than them. I was like, yeah. And then I got into, the UC Berkeley. I had to do the same thing. And then in the business world, I tried to do it on my own, and I just spun my wheels. And it was when I found other women who were spiritual, who were shamanic, who were, 7-figure earners. Somehow they were weaving integritiously, all these things together. It's like, I got to go hang out with them. I need to learn from them and see what is for me here. Can I do this in a good way, the way that they're doing? And within 3 weeks, I was doing what they were doing. And then I outgrew that coach, and I got another coach, and then within a month, I was up leveling quadruple. So I really believe in surrounding ourselves with people that are in a good way, that are aligned with our value system, that are doing what we want to do or something similar. Being in that proximity and learning from them is how we the only fast track. And it's not even that fast. So like you might as well be buddying up with people. And that's with everything, even my shamanic practices, I had to find the best female teacher of this particular medicine. And I went and I learned from her. And that's one of the smartest things I've ever done, is go and be with people who are doing what I want to do and being in their energy.
activate your mirror neurons.
Yes, mirror neurons.
It's your brain.
Exactly.
You just gotta go hang out with the cool kids. It's true. The people who are aligned into your fuck yes. Ah, Robin, you're a gift. You are a splendid gift to Don and I and the world. And I'm so excited to see what we all create together because I know I
Your wheels
I know it's there. I think we all have it.
cool.
Thank you all for joining us, and please share out. And if you want to get in touch with any of us, please reach out as well. Thank you again to Scott Katamis and Love Coach Academy for being the muse and the host, and Sign Network and Summer Raymer and her whole being. Thank you all. Thank you, Dawn and Robin, for your amazingness.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, thanks for coming on the show. You're incredible. We just love you so much. And thank you for the gift of who you are. And thank you for our viewers for tuning in weekly. We just love and adore you so much. Send you out beams, waves of radiant love to each and every soul out there. May you elevate in every way you need.
See you next week.
Bye.
Oh, she bolted.
Oh. That was awesome.
I'm gonna actually call you because my glitchy as fuck. I'm gonna call you.
Yeah, it was crunchy today.
Woo! It was perfect. Okay.